No, but we have a congressional act now to requiring the release, but they're going to say, you know
subject
what?
To
Tom
redaction.
Hanks, it's unfair that he was mentioned because he was eating Skittles.
Subject to redaction.
Subject to redaction.
And we all know what that means. That's to protect.
That's why I'm saying you will never be satisfied with what's released.
Paris Hilton is no longer staying silent. At least, that's what whispers in high-profile circles suggest. According to unnamed insiders, she has reportedly been in discussions with federal investigators, and her alleged statements are sending shockwaves through Hollywood's elite. At the center of the storm, Kim Kardashian. Sources claim Paris has suggested that certain powerful figures weren't merely bystanders at controversial gatherings linked to Jeffrey Epstein. They were embedded in the social ecosystem surrounding them. If true, such implications would challenge the carefully curated public images that have defined celebrity branding for decades. For years, Paris has publicly distanced herself from any association with Ghislaine Maxwell, despite widely circulated photographs and speculation. Now, the narrative is allegedly shifting. According to these accounts, Paris is not just addressing her own past. She is reportedly pointing toward others who, until now, have remained outside the spotlight of inquiry. The tension isn't only about alleged attendance at private events. It's about influence, power, and who controls the narrative. One woman, once known as the face of early 2000s tabloid chaos, is, in this version of events, portrayed as cooperating. Another,
they're mentally messed up. They're whether you got a $2 billion budget or you got a 200,000, everybody's done. They're going crazy, suicidal.
Celebrated as a master reinvention, is said to be navigating sudden scrutiny. Whether any of these claims hold substance remains unclear. What is certain is this: in an era where reputations are built online and dismantled just as quickly, even speculation can ignite a wildfire. And in Hollywood, silence can sometimes speak louder than denial. The timing, observers say, couldn't be more strategic. Just as whispers circulate that Paris Hilton may be speaking with investigators, the legal machinery surrounding Kim Kardashian appears to be moving at full speed. First came a live stream from Ray J, Kim's former partner, who alleged that powerful families in Hollywood were facing scrutiny far beyond what the public knew. He compared their situation to the unraveling empire of Sean Diddy Combs.
Again, there was new names in some of the emails that I think investigators need to look at. In particular, I jumped on the name of a modeling agent who, in a similar fashion to Jean-Luc Brunel, who brought underage girls from overseas to Jeffrey Epstein for abuse. There was another man. What was interesting about this other individual is that he also apparently provided young models for Donald Trump's modeling agency.
And suggested federal attention was already underway. Within days, Kim and her mother, Kris Jenner, responded with a defamation lawsuit, calling his claims fabricated and reckless. Legally, it was swift and decisive, a signal that the family would not allow speculation to grow unchecked. Still, online commentators argue that Ray J's remarks seemed pointed rather than random. He referenced what he described as an ongoing investigation, though no public documentation has confirmed such claims. Then there's the broader backdrop. Earlier this year, newly released court documents related to Jeffrey Epstein resurfaced long-standing questions about elite networks and social circles. The files contain familiar names, including Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, and Prince Andrew, alongside logistical records like flight manifests and guest references. Importantly, legal experts repeatedly emphasize that appearing in such documents does not automatically imply wrongdoing. Many individuals named...
It's layers upon layers. It's those Russian nesting dolls, and you open it, and there's another one in there, and you open it, there's another one in there.
Corruption's at all time. Bro, the Epstein files.
I heard there's no files. I heard it's a hoax. And then all of a sudden, he's going to release the files. Well, I thought there was no files.
Man.
He wants an investigation now.
Were never accused or charged with crimes. But in the age of viral narratives, nuance often struggles to survive. Speculation now centers on whether any new disclosures could widen the circle of scrutiny, or whether this is another cycle of internet-fueled rumor amplified by timing and rivalry. What makes the moment combustible isn't proof, it's perception. One figure rumored to be cooperating, another responding with litigation, an ex speaking out publicly. and a public already primed believe that powerful networks hide deeper truths. In Hollywood, image is currency, and when lawsuits, live streams, and leaked documents collide, the real battle isn't just about facts. It's about who controls the story. According to unnamed insiders, the implications aren't limited to simple attendance at high-profile gatherings. They suggest that certain appearances, if scrutinized, would raise more complex questions about proximity, influence, and participation within elite social ecosystems. That distinction, presence versus involvement, is where speculation intends
her, doesn't it? She probably wants to get out early. So I think that we have more digging to do. I think the DOJ transparency effort here is the right thing. But the reason it's on a Friday, Will, is I think there are no smoking guns. There's other places we have to look.
Well, Buck, you appropriately...
When Ray J went live with explosive remarks, the reaction from Kim Kardashian's legal team was immediate. Lawsuits followed swiftly, signaling zero tolerance for what they described as defamatory claims. Publicly, it looked like a standard reputation defense strategy. Privately, commentators began asking whether the urgency hinted at something larger. Ray J didn't frame his comments as gossip. He alluded to broader federal scrutiny, though no official documents had confirmed such claims. Online analysts quickly attempted to connect those remarks to ongoing investigations linked to figures such as Sean Diddy Combs and historical court proceedings tied to Jeffrey Epstein. It's important to note, being mentioned in documents, social circles, or media speculation does not equal criminal involvement. Many high-profile names have appeared in public filings without any charges or findings of wrongdoing. Still, the timing has fueled narrative momentum. Whispers suggest that Paris Hilton may be cooperating with authorities in some capacity, though no public confirmation substantiates that claim. If true, observers argue it would mark a dramatic shift. The former tabloid
I think these things like Epstein, and there's probably a bunch of other similar operations that are being run, they provide you with like a really good time, or maybe you're a high profile, extremely wealthy individual, and it's hard for you to get hosed. And some guy tells you, hey, we've got everything covered. You know, you come to my island, nothing, you know, what happens on the island stays on the island.
Bro, they should position
as a potential source of insight rather than a subject of scandal. The parallels between Kim and Paris have long fascinated pop culture watchers. Both rose from affluent, well-connected families. Both navigated early 2000 celebrity culture. Both mastered reinvention. Yet public perception has often treated them differently. One frequently scrutinized, the other frequently insulated. That contrast now fuels speculation about shifting dynamics within elite circles. At this stage, there are more questions than answers. No charges, no verified federal announcements linking these individuals to new criminal proceedings. Only lawsuits, live streams, archived court documents, and a public eager to decode patterns. And in the world of celebrity power, perception can sometimes move faster than proof.